Welcome back everyone to our Japan Find series. We spent the last 6 episodes where we chased down the most beautiful, the most bizarre, and the most brilliant things Japan has ever gifted the world based from our trip and experiences. And today? Oh, today is special. You already know we are obsessed with Japanese toys and collectibles. Like, genuinely, unhealthily obsessed. So when we caught wind of an event that most people don't even know exists, we grabbed our cameras, we cleared our schedules, and we ran. This is a hidden gem, an absolute treasure chest sitting right in front of everyone. We are stepping inside the Japan Foundation's very own exhibition, OMOCHA, Japanese Toys Today, and from the moment you walk in, you feel it. Over the next few minutes, I'm taking you through every single section, so sit back, stay curious, and enjoy the ride. Alright, first stop, and we are already starting strong. Welcome to the world of transformable toys, created through advanced technology. And if that title alone doesn't get your inner child jumping, I don't know what will. Here's what makes Japanese transformable toys unlike anything else on the planet. It's not just that they change shape, it's the engineering behind it. Every fold, every click, every satisfying snap into place. That is decades of Japanese precision craftsmanship packed into something you can hold in your hands. Okay, I could spend 20 minutes in this section alone, and it still wouldn't feel like enough. We have arrived at character toys from Japan, and honestly, I don't even need to introduce these. Because these characters, they didn't just conquer Japan, they invaded the entire world, and we welcome them with open arms. Children today love them just as fiercely as we did. That is the power of truly great character design. It doesn't age, it doesn't expire, it just keeps giving. We're talking milestone anniversaries being celebrated, because that's what icons deserve. In this section, feast your eyes on Anpanman, Japan's most beloved superhero made of bread, friends, with gorgeous collections from Bandai, Joy Palette, Sega, and Agatsuma. Then there's Takaratomi's Pikachu. Because of course Pikachu is here, where else would Pikachu be? Bandai's wonderful Precure, and the absolutely charming Doraemon Hockey and Super Mario Adventure Game Castle from Epoch. Okay, I need everyone to stop, because we have reached the section that is personally, deeply, spiritually our bias. The miniatures. The super elaborate, breathtakingly detailed, how is this even possible miniature toys? Here we have RE-MENT's jaw-dropping Japanese candy store and sushi restaurant sets. Every tiny bottle, every miniature fish, every itty-bitty plate is perfect. And Tenyo's Himeji Castle and Armor Minamoto, which are honestly more like art pieces than toys. I am in awe. There is an entire world living inside these tiny, tiny objects, and it will absolutely wreck you in the best way possible. In Japan, these little masterpieces are sold through capsule vending machines, what you know as gacha or gacha, and the detail packed into each one is simply unreasonable. Like, the craftspeople behind these sat down and said, you know what? Let's make something so impossibly beautiful that people will lose their minds for 300 yen. And they succeeded. This section is called Aspirations, Comfort, and Kawaii Toys, and the name itself says so much. See, we often think of children's play as pure fantasy, superheroes, monsters, epic battles. But children also dream quietly. They dream of homes, of routines, of the kind of life they see and admire in the world around them. And Japanese toys have always understood this beautifully. Kawaii, that uniquely Japanese concept of cuteness, isn't just an aesthetic, it's a philosophy. It says, smallness is precious, softness is powerful, and something can be simple and still mean everything. Look at Epoch Sylvanian families, that perfect complete cottage set, that magical skytop fairy castle, and tell me you don't immediately want to sit on the floor and play. These toys don't just entertain, they nurture. They give children a safe, beautiful space to imagine their best life. And then there's Pilot's Luna Cat and the Hello Kitty doll set. Hello Kitty, who has been an ambassador of Kawaii to the world for decades. Beverly Enterprises' Pooh Mini Charms, featuring beloved Sanrio characters, and Masudaya's Chiikawa collections, which, if you are not already obsessed with Chiikawa, today is the day that changes. This whole section feels like a hug. And honestly, after the week most of us have had, we all needed this. Alright, we are shifting gears, literally, because now we're diving into the evolution of vehicle toys, and this is where history gets really fun. Let me take you on a quick timeline, because the story of Japanese vehicle toys is basically the story of Japan itself. 1970. Tomy launches Tomica, those iconic miniature Japanese cars that fit in the palm of your hand. What starts as a modest line of Japanese automobiles quickly explodes into over 100 varieties, capturing the imagination of every child in the country. And today, construction equipment, emergency vehicles, disaster response machines, real-world heroes in miniature form, and the craftsmanship has reached levels of realism that will genuinely make your jaw drop. Here we have Takara Tomi's stunning Tomica trains and railways, Josen's Landbuster, Happinet's Land Cruiser, and even a helicopter and drone, because of course, we've reached the skies. In a world that is constantly faster, louder, and more digital by the day, this next section feels like a breath of fresh air. Welcome to Analog Toys, and before you write these off as old school, let me tell you, these are timeless. And there is a very important difference. Analog toys don't need batteries, they don't need Wi-Fi, they don't need a software update. What they do need is you, your hands, your focus, your imagination. And that is precisely why they endure. There's something almost radical about analog play in the modern age. It forces you to be present. It connects you to the people across the table, to the game itself, to that pure, unfiltered joy of competing with nothing but your own reflexes and strategy. Epoch's legendary baseball and soccer games, satisfying, strategic, addictive in the best way. Takara Tomi's Pirate Barrel game, because nothing bonds a family faster than the collective anxiety of that popping pirate. And of course, Beyblade. And here is where things get exciting, because this exhibition gives you an interactive Beyblade experience. You are not just looking at Beyblades, you are launching them in the stadium, like the legend you were always meant to be. And now, the other side of the coin. If analog is the soul, digital toys are the spark. And this section shows just how brilliantly Japan has embraced the marriage of play and technology. What's fascinating here is the full spectrum on display. Some of these are classic toys reimagined with digital features, familiar friends wearing new, smarter suits. Others are entirely new, toys that mimic the devices of adult society, computers, cameras, smartphones, translated into the language of childhood, making the future feel approachable, fun, and exciting. And that matters more than we realize. Because the child who plays with a toy version of a computer today might be the engineer building the real one tomorrow. Play is preparation. Japan has always known this. And then, you round the corner, and there he is. The Gundam, in full, magnificent display. Standing tall, demanding your attention, commanding the entire room. There are no words. There is only a photo. Go get your shot. You deserve it. We all deserve it. Now here's something this exhibition does that I absolutely love. It doesn't just show you Japanese toy culture, it invites you into it. Because alongside all these incredible displays, the museum offers you extra experiences, freebies, interactive games, activity corners that let you engage, create, and play. Okay. We have arrived at what might be the single most dangerous section of this entire venue for our wallets, and we could not be happier about it. Gashapon Bandai official has set up a pop-up paradise right here, and we are talking hundreds of machines. Hundreds. A wall, a world, a wonderland of capsule vending machines, each one holding some tiny treasure just waiting to be claimed. Let's walk through all of them, because every single machine deserves a moment. Look at this one. Look at this detail. How does this cost what it costs? The food miniatures, the character figurines, the anime collectibles, the random bizarre ones that you didn't know you needed until this exact moment. And before we do our spins, I have to say this. Exactly 1 year ago, we were at the big Gashapon Festival event. 3 whole days of Gacha heaven. 3 days of spinning, unboxing, collecting, and losing our minds in the best possible way. If you haven't seen that vlog, link is in the description. Go watch it now. It was one of the best experiences we've ever filmed. But right now, right here, the machines are calling, and we must answer. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to take just a moment because this visit genuinely moved me. Japanese toy culture is not an accident. It is the result of decades of intentional design, of creators who believe that what a child plays with matters. That the texture of a toy, the click of a mechanism, the face of a character, all of it shapes how a child sees the world. From transforming robots to kawaii plushies, from analog games that teach patience to digital toys that inspire curiosity. From tiny gacha capsules that hold entire worlds to a Gundam standing 10 feet tall like a monument to human imagination. Japan doesn't just make toys. Japan makes memories. Japan makes wonder. And exhibitions like OMOCHA remind us that wonder is not something you outgrow. It's something you choose every day to keep alive. So if you are anywhere near where this exhibition is being held, go. Bring your kids. Bring your friends. Bring your most skeptical adult self. And watch that skepticism dissolve the moment you walk through the door. And if you enjoyed today's Japan Finds vlog, you know what to do. Smash that like button, share this with every toy lover you know, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of what we find next. We'll see you in the next adventure. Until then, keep playing, keep exploring, and never stop being curious. Jane?